the list of One Piece hot takes that get progressively hotter. By the time you hit 100%, you're either enlightened or ready to fight. So let's run through them and see what happens. So 10%, Luffy still isn't stronger than Kaido. Alright, let's unpack this. Saying Luffy isn't stronger than Kaido now is kinda wild, but I kinda get where you're coming from. Kaido fought every single body before he fought Luffy. He fought the Scabbards, Yamato, the Supernova team up, and after all of that, the dude was running a gauntlet and still stood 10 toes down. But yeah, Luffy beat him, but Kaido was on some boss fight fatigue mode. But here's the thing, Gear 5 is not just another power-up. Luffy's not playing by the same rules anymore when he's in Gear 5. He's pulling lightning out the sky and laughing while he's taking hits. And didn't he bounce back from death like a cartoon gag? Kaido never reached or has that type of power. So if we're talking raw strength and endurance, yeah, I kinda edge it to Kaido. But now in a fresh 1v1 with Gear 5? Nah, I don't think Kaido taking it. Terms of writing, Sanji is top 3 in the verse. People love to clown Sanji for simping, but let's be real, the dude is definitely layered. He went from a smooth talking ladies man in the East Blue to a broken son running from like a literal Nazi family in Whole Cake. If you ask me, I think that's range. Sanji's whole story is about self-worth. The dude hides his pain behind smiles and kicks. He fights with kicks so he doesn't use his hands. We all know this because they're meant to cook and not kill. That's some dope character work. And the Whole Cake situation. Of course, every arc has a test of loyalty in it, but Whole Cake ripped apart Sanji's character and rebuilt it. Oda definitely gave Sanji pride, purpose, and trauma, and a little bit of comedy, all wrapped in one. Top 3 sounds bold, but in terms of writing, I think he might be up there, maybe top 5, maybe 8. In the triple threat with King, Lucci, and Katakori slams both of them. Katakori slamming Lucci and King in the 3-way is kinda wild. I just don't think slam is the right word. Maybe win. Maybe he wins, but not slamming them two, especially not King. Katakori was definitely doing future sight back when the verse was just unlocking observation hockey. He got range, speed, and durability, and let's be honest, emotionally, the dude is definitely built different. King has those Lunarian hacks though. Lucci's kind of weak link here. He has the whole assassin thing going on, but I feel like it's not enough. But Katakori's battle IQ is not something we need to sleep on. I think it's definitely a game changer, and I think he has the best battle IQ out of all 3 of them. He's not clearing easy, but if anyone's going to walk out with the least bruises, it's either going to be Katakori or King, and I'm edging it to Katakori just off of battle IQ. He is Big Mom's second in command. King is weak and not as strong as people claim he is. Calling King weak is crazy, but I kinda get why people say it, depending on what you say. His fight with Zoro wasn't as flashy or emotional as Luffy and Katakori, but that's not King's fault. It's kinda how Oda wrote the matchup. King's whole kit is survival, Lunarian durability, high-speed flight, and flame-based offense. The guy's kinda like a tank with wings. People forget that he was soloing Marco at some points. Zoro had to unlock advanced Conqueror's Haki just to hurt the dude. That's not weak, that's kinda endgame boss energy, honestly. I think the only reason people underestimate him is because he didn't get some tragic backstory or redemption arc. But if you just go off of feats, nah, King wasn't weak, you just wasn't paying attention. In terms of writing, Nami is extremely underrated and even forgotten. Nami being underrated in the terms of writing is probably one of the most realist takes in this whole lineup. She had one of the most emotional backstories in the whole series. I think it just came so early that people forget. Looking back, Arlong Park is peak One Piece storytelling. Since then, she's been kind of sidelined in the whole power scaling wars. But writing wise, she definitely delivered and is delivering. Her relationship with Luffy is deep. Her dynamic with Usopp is even underrated, especially in Wano. Like, Nami isn't just a navigator, she has a second job. She definitely is the glue that holds everybody together. Like, she grounds the crew in certain situations, kinda how Zoro does when things get real serious. I think fans just forget because she's not throwing hands with Yonkos. But in terms of like heart, loyalty, growth, Nami is definitely top tier. Marco in terms of strength is underrated and nearly Yonko level. People do sleep on Marco heavy. And I think it's because he's chill and he's not out here trying to chase like the Pirate King title. But that doesn't mean dude isn't a monster or a problem in his own right. The dude went toe-to-toe with all 3 of the admirals, Akainu, Aokiji, and Kizaru. But he didn't win, but he definitely held his own, and it's some value in that. That's Yonko level endurance at the minimum. But then in Wano, I'm pretty sure he juggled King and Queen at the exact same time. That's definitely a battlefield general kind of feat. Like, Marco's kit is definitely insane. He just doesn't fight with ego or get the stage to do it. So yeah, if we're being honest, he might not have the ambition to be a Yonko, but he definitely has the tools to stand in the same arena. Young Big Mom over young Kaido. Big Mom gets clowned in the later appearances, but young Lynland, she was definitely a menace and a problem. She was cracking skulls with her bare hands before even puberty. And granted, she didn't train for power, she just had it. Kaido, on the other hand, definitely had to come up in the ranks. He learned, he suffered, he even got captured and experimented on. But Lynland, she was just a natural. She was just a natural born force of destruction. The Rock's pirates didn't keep her around for laughs. If you compare them at their peaks, sure, we go on Kaido. But in their youth, it's no contest, it's definitely Lynland. She was definitely built different. Eustace Kid isn't a fraud and only ever lost to a Yonko. Calling Kid a fraud is more of a meme at this point than an actual critique. Yeah, he got humbled by Shanks, but that's Shanks. But let's not forget, he did walk into Yonko territory multiple times and lived to tell the tale. Who else is doing that? He fought Big Mom along the side of law and held his own. He got wrecked by Kaido from the sky, but came back swinging, and against Shanks he did get one-shotted. But anyone getting hit by divine departure is definitely folding. The truth is, Kid only been humbled by the top 4 in the verse. So if that makes him a fraud, then the bar is way too high. He not a fraud, he just lost a couple fights. Indy's lobby is the best rescue arc in the big 3. Best rescue arc in the big 3? It's definitely up there. We had Robin scream in the Going Merry funeral and the declaration of war on the world government. Luffy going Gear 2 for the first time. Robin didn't ask to be saved, she asked to live. That definitely broke people, that hit people in the fields. But Naruto had the Sasuke retrieval arc, and that's when boys became men. I think it's top 3, but it's not 1. I gotta give it to the Sasuke retrieval arc, but I do think it's over Bleach's rescue arc. Doflamingo's speech is better than Madara's. Okay, this is nuclear. Saying Doflamingo have better lines than Madara? That's anime blasphemy in certain circles, but low-key, I can see the angle. Madara's speeches are iconic. God complex, end of world kind of energy, but Dofi's cut close. He talks about the world being controlled by celestial dragons, about how justice is decided by the winner, how kids born in chaos never had a chance. He's not dropping villain bars, he's kind of exposing a system. He's talking about real world pains that feels personal, not mythical. Madara lines are kind of Shakespearean, where Doflamingo stuff is like street gospel. So yeah, I won't say that it's outright better. I think it's definitely close depending on what you're going for. Yeah, I just can't give it to it. I just can't, like, nah, I can't. So let me know what you think of these hot takes. If you made it this far, you either a real one or you mad at something I said. Either way, I respect it. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
That's what I want at the end of my dream.